Co-creators' secrets. There is obvious common sense in the principle of being co-creators. Co-creators would work together to create a result that is best for all the creators and thus equal. When there is any cooperation under the banner of co-creation that is causing inequality, you no longer have co-creators, you have co-abusers. Co-abusers would, for instance, take advantage of their genetic superiority or their environmental superiority or their place in the system that provide them with superiority, and they would benefit themselves and cause inequality. They're no longer co-creators, they're co-abusers. And such groups do deliberately function together under the banner of it is okay to serve your self-interest, while that which gives them the opportunity to be here, which is life, is then abused through this co-abusing stance. Thus, understand the simplicity, and as anyone know, the greatest answers are the simplest ones. Understanding the simplicity of the equality equation and the fact that if one is co-creators and you make sure that through every relationship you provide equally to all as life, everyone is going to benefit to the best that is possible on this planet anyway. But the moment you start serving self-interest, things become a little complex because you have to justify, and it's no longer simplicity, it is now complexity, because you have to deny certain parts of what you're doing. You have to deny, for instance, in the case of positive thinkers, you have to deny the negative. And you have to claim that you've put in all the work, and because you're putting in the positive energy, you have the right to benefit. And the complexity becomes, and how are you going to justify the inequality you're creating? How are you going to make sure that you can claim that what you're doing is not abuse, while in fact the physical reality shows very clearly that it is abuse. So in a physical world where we are working towards the realization of each one to be a co-creator that create a world that is best for all life, we have to point out to the co-abusers, those that come together in groups just to benefit their own self-interest, that what you're doing is the opposite of life, and thus it causes a reverse effect on life, which is suffering and what goes with inequality. And thus you are in fact creating evil, and so you are co-evilers. And you bedevil the reality, because what you cause, you do so full knowing that what is existing in this world is not what is best for all life, and yet you do nothing about it, but you claim to be a good person. Now, evil flourish when good men do nothing, but when good men claim they're good men and they're actually abusers, then one must look at all the laws and all the spirituality and all the functioning and all the points that is used for justification to make sure we get back to what is best for our life. So I dare you, if you understand what I'm saying in simplicity, to study the equality equation that will be in great detail discussed in the Quantum Mind studies at equaf.com, to study what destiny is saying, because we are in fact for many years now at all times in direct communication with all the dimensions relevant to create a world that is best for all life. If you attack the destiny message, it is because we are threatening your self-interest. We are threatening the fact that you are able to abuse under the justification of free choice. That's not free choice. If your actions is causing others to not have the freedom to have the best possible life on earth, you are not exercising free choice. You are in fact exercising free abuse. And you are free to abuse, and that is unacceptable. That must stop, and that must change. So please, don't wait till it's your last breath to find out that what you've been living on earth has only ever been abuse, and that you have denied your right to eternal life because of it. Understand the principles and the simplicity of the equality equation. What you are equal to in this world is what you will be equal to in the world hereafter. It is simple. There is great simplicity in this, because you will be able to deal with whatever is in hereafter when you're able to deal with whatever is here in the best possible way for life within the laws, the physical laws that manage this reality. They exist simplistically because to be co-creators, there need to be a form of individuality. But if this individuality is not coexisting as equals as what is best for all, there is no longer, in fact, an individuality. There is a complexity of a relationship between master and slave, neither of which is an individual, because individuality in its actual existence, its actual format, is the principle of life that is equal, lived and understood, given as one would like to receive. This message has been around for thousands of years, yet is yet to become the physical world, so that that which one desired to be heaven can be here for everyone on earth. Join us at Destiny. Join us in the research with Equal Money. Do your research. Join the Journey to Life blogs and start writing. You will find an amazing freedom within yourself developing as you develop the self-honesty to forgive yourself for where you have made your life in this world complex to justify your self-interest, and where you have denied the simplicity that all that exists is always dependent and equal on the relationships that exist. And unless relationships are according to the equality equation that gives you 1 + 1 = 2 consistently, so that you can trust the result and thus create a world where there is always 1 + 1 for everyone equally, there is a problem. A very big problem in who you pretend to be. Because the fact of the matter is, in great simplicity, you are dependent in your total existence on the equality equation, on the relationships that feed you, on the relationships that produce food for you, on the relationships that breathe for you, on the very relationship you have with life. If you cannot honor that, do not expect to be honored when the time comes to be held accounted and accountable. Join us.